Good day, grade 9 students. Welcome to our online classroom for today. We'll continue our discussions. No? Una, katulad ng sinabi ko, merong part ng exam na probably hindi ko masyadong na-discuss kasi nga kinulang tayo sa oras. Pero I'm very happy that you're able to answer it very well. No? I'm so proud of you. No? Congratulations. No? So, we'll continue our discussions. Nandito na tayo sa macro economics. No, we are on probably on a more difficult, no, or on a more difficult discussions on macroeconomics. So nung nakaraan, pinag-usapan natin yung how to measure national economic performance, no? Pinag-usapan natin yung epekto ng market prices at nung market value. Again, pag sinabi nating market prices, it is the amount the buyer pay for the goods and services as he or she purchases from the market. That's the market price. No, pero pag sinabi nating market value, no? Market value kunwari yung buong society, no? Yung buong society bumili, katulad dito sa example natin, 200 kilos, no? 200 kilos. Tas price per unit is 80. So, yung 200 yung binili ng society or nung whole market, no, nung whole market times 80, yun yung magiging market value, no? Yung value, yung kinita from the market prices, no? Combined dun sa na-consume ng buong market, no? So, that is what we call market value and market price, no? So, yun yung idea, no? Also balikan natin yung idea na ito, no? So, this is the circular flow of goods and services and income in a simple and pure market economy, no? So, kung babalikan natin, makikita natin, 'di ba? Yung household, no? Yung household ay nangangailangan ng goods and services na pino-provide nitong business organization or ng business firm. So, para ang nangyayari, binibenta nila, binibigay yung goods and services sa household, binibenta, which is for consumption. And in return, nagbabayad tayo. That's the business revenue, no? Pero hindi naman kayang mag-function ng business organization without yung kayang ibigay ng household, which is land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship, no? Which in turn, no, binibenta yan ng household sa business organization, which in turn binabayaran ng factory or binabayaran ng business organization through salary, wages, no? Rent, interest, and profits, no? So yun yung nagiging flow, no? Yun yung nagiging flow nitong bagay na to, no? So ano bang gustong makita natin dito? Now, figure 11.1 shows that economic transaction in a simple, again, this is just simple and pure market economy, no? It's between the household and the firms only, no? Makikita natin kung simple economy 'yon, no? Talagang balikan lang, no? Balikan lang, no? Pero syempre hindi naman ganun yung buong macroeconomics, 'di ba? We know that it's not just the household, it's not just the firm, no? It's in the government is in play, no? The government is in play, no? Foreign investors or foreign companies are also involved, no? Napakadami, no? So the performance of this economy can be measured by looking at the flow of the payment in both the upper, no, which is yung firm ay nagbibigay ng goods and services, no, and the lower loops in the diagram, no. So kapag nakikita natin na maganda yung flow, no, kung baga, no, nabibili nung mga nasa household, yung mga products na binibigay ng firms, no, na sumasapat yung binibigay na salary, rent, profit, and the likes, no, na sumasapat para pangbili ng goods, probably it is a good economy, no? Pero, no, makikita natin kapag, no, ang mahal ng goods and services, ang baba ng profit, ang baba ng salary, ang baba ng rent, mababa yung takbo ng ekonomiya sa ganung pagkakataon, 'di ba? Kasi humihina yung purchasing power mo, humihina yung purchasing ability mo, no? Kaya yun yung magiging problema, no? The upper loops, or yung nasa taas measures the performance of the economy via the national product or the expenditure approach, yung nasa taas, no? It measures the performance of the economy through national product. Ano yung mga product na naibibigay ng mga firm papunta dun sa household to be able, no, to satisfy the needs and probably the wants of those people in the household. No, yun yung tinatawag nating national product or expenditure approach, no? So, nakikita natin bakit expenditure approach? Gamit, no? Ginagamit yung pera, ginagamit yung capital, no, para makapag-produce, no, para makapag-produce ng mga bagay, no, para sa consumption nung tinatawag na yung tinatawag nating para sa consumption ng tinatawag nating mga tao dun sa household, no. So the loop A shows the expenditures of the household for the acquisitions of goods and services produced for the firm, no? So nakikita natin ano yung from the national product, no? From the national product, the products that is given by the firm, no? Ano yung ano yung pattern ng pagbili ng household, no? So this receives so sabi doon, no? Um, the firm receives this payment as their business revenue, no? As shown in the loop B, no? So ganoon. So yung nabibili, no, yung nabibili ay nagbabayad yung mga tao, no? It's in form of business revenue, no? Business revenue, no? Sabi nga natin, it's just simple economy, no? Nakikita kasi natin doon diretso sa firm. Pero ang reality, hindi kasi, di ba? So, ang reality, bago makarating sa firm, syempre may taxes, no? Nagbabayad din ng taxes. So, hindi din buo nakukuha ng firm yon, no? So, kailangan maintindihan din natin yon. Now, let's go to the lower loops, yung mga nasa baba. On the other hand, the measure of the performance of the economy via national income approach, no? Yung nasa baba, national income approach, yung income, no? So, the loop D shows the firm acquisition factors of production from the household. Yung pinakababa, nakikita natin ano yung mga kailangan ng firm para patuloy siyang tumakbo. Ano 'yon, no? Kailangan niya ng labor, kailangan niya ng capital, kailangan niya ng land, no? Yan yung mga bagay na kailangan para magpatuloy, no? Which in turn, no, binabayaran naman, no? So, yun naman yung binabayaran ng firm through as a salary, rent, interest, and profit, no? Basahin natin doon. So, the lower loops measure the performance of the economy via the national income approach, no? So, the loop D shows the firm acquiring factors of production. Tawag natin dun sa mga nasa baba is factor of production, no? So, factors of production, ano-ano 'yon, no? Yun nga, yung labor, capital, land, and so yung mga ginagamit natin towards production, which they receive payment, no? As salaries, wages, interest, rent, and profit, no? From the payments, no, for the acquisitions of this product. So these payments are invariably termed factor incomes, no? So national income is the total of all the factor incomes generated from the supplying economy with the factors of production. So national income, it's the total, no? It's the total of the factor incomes, no? So hindi natin basta lang binibilang, no? Hindi lang natin basta binibilang yung kinikita ng firm. Kasi it's not just the firm, no? Dapat yung kinikita nung society or kinikita nung market, no? Kaya ang sabi doon, kasi yung mga payments na yon, yung mga payments na nakukuha ng household from the firm, no? Ang tawag doon factor incomes. So national income is the total, no? The total factor income generated from the supplying economy with the factor of productions, no? So, yung mga services na nagagawa, no, yung mga services na nagagawa, paano siya napo-produce sa pamamagitan ng mga binibenta ng factors of production, no? Yung kinita natin from the factors of from production, no? Yun yung nagiging national income. Problema, no? Nababawasan yung factors o nababawasan yung kita natin from the factors of production because of the same last three letters, corruption, no? Yun yung masakit, no? So, anyways, we'll talk about that when you reach grade 10, no? In the diagram, everything that the household and the firm earned is spent. Tama, no? Lahat ng kinita ng house or lahat ng kinita ng firm galing dun sa business, no? Galing dun sa business, no? Business revenue, gagamitin niya rin pangbayad, no? Pangbayad dun sa household. Na ay yung binayad naman ng household o binayad sa household ng firm, no? Which is the income, no? Which is the factor incomes, no? Gagamitin din naman 'yon para pangbayad dun sa services, no? So, the household spend their income for personal consumption and the firm uses theirs for business expenditure or investment. Siyempre, saan ba nila gagamitin yung pera nila? Siyempre, for their investment. Paano nagkakaroon ng ano ba yung investment ng business? Siyempre, para mas lumaki yung production, pag mas malaki yung production, ibig sabihin malaki yung output, kailangan magdagdag ka ng input. Ano yung input? Raw materials. Magdadagdag ka ng tao. Magdadagdag ka ng branch. Kailangan mo ng land. Magdadagdag ka ng mga kung ano-anong mga bagay para mas lumaki yung productions mo, no? So, everything has been used, no? So, the diagram does not show the leakage in the circulation of money, no? So parang hindi walang ibang pinupuntahan, no? So the total money supply in the economy is properly accounted for. So the household and the firms just take turns using it, no? So nagpapalitan lang. Syempre, no, ang ginagamit nung firm yung kanyang pera para sa production na in turn binabayaran naman ng household, no? Ganun naman yung nangyayari sa household. Binebenta niya yung kanyang mga properties, binebenta niya yung kanyang labor na binabayaran naman ng business or ng firm na ginagamit niya pangbili um, ng kanyang mga pangangailangan, no? So the expenditures of one is the income of one. No? Yung gastos ng consumer ay business revenue ng firm at yung gastos ng firm, yung binibigay nilang pera sa kanilang employee is the income of the people in the household. Now, given this condition, it could be assumed that in simple and pure market economy, the national product is equal to the national income. Tama? Kasi nasa taas, national product. Yung nasa baba, national income. No? So probably, since wala siyang ibang pinupuntahan, in simple and market economy, they are both equal. No? So clear tayo doon. Malinaw tayo. Pero, hindi talaga nangyayari yun. So, anyways, no? So, let's talk about the concept of national product and national income. No? In a complex society or a complex economy such as the Philippines, economic transaction is not just limited between household and firms. Di ba? Katulad ng sinabi ko sa inyo kanina. Kasi dun sa pinakita nating diagram, ganun lang. No? Hindi naman totoong nangyayari yun. Di ba? Hindi naman totoong nangyayari na nagpapalitan lang. No? So, kunwari, bumili ako ngayon. No? Kunwari, bumili ako ng, uminom kasi ako ng tea ngayon. Bumili ako ng tea. Pagbili ko ng tea, for example, binili ko yung isang pack. No? Nasa Pilipinas ako, gagamit ako ng peso. Bumili ako ng isang pack, 100 pesos na pack ng tea. Napupunta ba yung 100 pesos directly doon sa gumawa ng tea? Di ba hindi? Siyempre, bago makarating yung bagay na yon doon sa gumawa ng tea, nag-manufacture ng tea, yung firm na nag-produce ng tea. Ano yung mga factor na maaaring mangyari? Siyempre, tinubuan na yon, no? Tinubuan na yung perhaps yung 100 pesos na yon, may cut doon, may percentage doon na pupunta sa grocery store. At ang malupit doon, may percentage doon na pupunta sa government, no? So kaya nga sabi doon, the government and the foreign sectors also play major roles in the economy. So therefore, computing the national product and national income involves a number of concepts and operations. Patay na. Sabi na, therefore, computing, ibig sabihin, we will be computing GNP, GDP, and those things, no? No, kasi hindi kasi kung we are living in a pure market economy, no, or we're just living in a simple economy, wala na sanang computation. Pero hindi talaga 'yun ang nangyayari, no? Hindi 'yun yung nangyayari. So, kailangan nating maunawaan yung mga concepts na ito, no? So, unang-unang concept na dapat maunawaan natin sa pagko-compute, kung ilan ba talaga yung nakukuha natin, no? Yung kailan ba talaga yung nakukuha nating value from our money is the value added. No, the value added. Sana all may added value, no? Ayan, no, the value added. So, in national income, no, and product accounting, the market value of each product is computed once only. Again, no? Inuulit natin. And in national income, product accounting, the market value of each product is computed once only. No? Why? Because there is a possibility of double counting, no? And double counting is an error, no? Which actually means calculating the market value of the product more than once, no? Ano nga yung market value? So, kung ano yung ang tawag dito, kung ano yung um pag sinabi natin market value, it's the price for the total, no, total amount of the total, yung magkano yung binili or ilan yung magkano yung market price tas sa total na binili ng tao, no. Kadalasan nagkakaroon ng confusion doon kasi nadodouble counting natin. Again, kailangan binibilang natin yung products, no? Binibilang natin yung products based on the market value itself, no? We avoid double counting, no? Makikita natin yan mamaya dito sa table na ito, no? Allow me to discuss first this before we go then, no? So committing such a mistake is possible because products go through different stages of production and distribution before they reach the final consumer. Katulad nga ng sinabi ko, yung bag ng tea, no? Yung bag ng tea, no? Yung bag ng tea, bago siya makarating sa baso mo, bago siya maging ganito, no? Bago siya nandito, marami siyang pinagdaanan. Siyempre, may kumuha muna, meron muna kumuha ng tea bag or meron muna kumuha ng mga leaf, nilagay sa tea bag, no? So, ibig sabihin, iba yung presyo ng leaf, iba yung presyo ng bag itself. Iba pa yung tali, di ba? So, iba 'yon. So, ang problema kapag no, kapag na double count mo 'yon, mamahal. Mamahal yung product, no? Sobra dun sa ano. So, magkakaroon tayo ng problema kasi mamahal yung product. Kapag mahal na yung product, bababa yung demand, malulugi yung fear, 'di ba? Kasi hindi na siya kayang bilhin, no? Hindi na siya kayang bilhin ng mga tao dun sa household, no? 'Yun yung magiging problema, no? So, to avoid errors, statisticians apply the concept of value added in computing the national product and the national income, no? So, again, the national product ay yung nasa taas, no? The production, and the national income yung nasa baba, no? So, the concept of value added differentiates products according to intended use. There are two types of products, the final product and the intermediate product, no? Meron tayong mga products na tinatawag nating final, no? Pag sinabi nating final product, kapag binili mo siya, yun na yun, no? Gagamitin mo siya as it is, no? Gagamitin mo siya as it is, no? So for example, kailangan ko ng gunting, no? Kapag yung gunting, kailangan ko siya, gagamitin ko siya as a scissor itself, no? No, for example, maggugupit ako ng papel. Final product siya, no? Pero kapag yung ginupit kong papel ay gagamitin ko para makabuo ako ng poster, the scissor becomes intermediate product. And my final product is the poster. 'Di ba? Do you understand? No? So intermediate product, no? Intermediate product is you're using it, no? You're using it. Sabi dito, intermediate product is a good intended for further processing or investment. So ginagamit mo siya. No, ginagamit mo siya for other purposes, no? Ginagamit mo ba siya towards production? Pag bumili ka ng asukal, bumili ka ng asukal, bumili ka ng asukal, nilagay mo sa adobo is sugar. Asukal, sugar na may adobo, no? Adobo may sugar. Nilagay mo yung sugar dun sa adobo. Sugar becomes intermediate product. Adobo becomes the final product. No? Pero pag bumili ka ng asukal, kinain mo yung asukal, asukal becomes final product. Ayan, naiintindihan ninyo, no? So, no, pag kinain, okay, may nagko-comment dito. Okay, so, ayan, di ba? That is pag sinabi naman natin final product, it's a good or services purchased for the ultimate use of the consumer or the user, no? For example, bibili ako ng gamot. Bibili ako ng gamot. Inumin ko, iti-take ko for my health. That's final product already. Pero, no, for example, bibili ako ng juice, no? Bibili ako ng orange juice para magkaroon ako ng vitamin C, di ba? So, more or less, tapos ihalo mo siya sa kung saan. Basta mag-undergo siya ng production, some kind of production. That becomes a intermediate product, no? So, ito yung example niya. A car bought for personal use is a final product, no? So, on the other hand, a car bought by a taxi firm is an intermediate product. Why? Kasi gagamitin binili yung sasakyan, hindi para sa sarili niya. Gagamitin niya yon para makapag-produce ng income as taxi. Di ba? So, isa pang example, a furniture set bought by the household is a final product. No? So, pag bumili ako ng sofa, no? Pag bumili ako ng sofa, that's final product. Pero kapag ang binili ko ay wood, cotton, linen, no? Bubuuin ko pa lang siya. Those things that I bought, no, those raw materials are my intermediate product, no? So let's look at this, no? Let's look at this, no? So I have here, no? Probably gagawa ako ng cassava cake. Bibili ako ng cassava cake. Okay? Bibili ako ng cassava cake. So, gagawa ako ng cassava cake. Ano ang ingredients ng cassava cake? So, kailangan ko ng cassava. No? Ang cassava, ang market price niya ay 20. No? Probably this is 20 per kilo. Probably. No? Flour, so 20 siya, no? 20 yung kanyang price. Ang flour, ang sales price niya ay 50, you know? So, ang mangyayari dito, okay? So, cassava is an intermediate or final product in this one. Talagang inintay ko kayong sumagot no? Cassava is a intermediate product kasi gagawin natin siyang cake, no? Flour is intermediate or final? Also intermediate, no? So 50 pesos siya, 20, 20 yung wala ka naman ng idadagdag doon no? So this is 20 its cost niya, yung intermediate cost ay zero, no? Kasi wala ka namang idinagdag doon, no? Intermediate cost nito, no? Dito sa 50 mo siya nabili. 50 mo siya manabili. Bakit? Kasi merong yung probably the flour in itself, no? This is 20 pero merong additional 30 na, no? May value added na yung 30. Kaya siya naging 50. Okay? So, kaya naging 50 yung value niya, no? So, 20 yung original price nung intermediate product, may value added na 30, kaya siya naging 50, no? Nagkakaroon ng error dito kapag nadoble yung cost, no? Kapag nadoble yung cost. Kapag ang binilang natin, kapag binilang natin siya as 50 agad, 'di ba? So dapat mahiwalay natin ano yung value added, ano yung intermediate price, no? So yan. So magiging 50 siya, no? So cassava cake at wholesale. So that will be 85, no? That will be 85. So bakit siya 50 lang, no? Bakit siya 50? Ang total cost niya ay 50 lang, no? So 50. So additional ang value added ay 35, no? Dito immediate cost ay 50, 10, tas ang value added ay 10. So it becomes total gross added or total value added natin is 95 and total sales ay 250. Tingnan natin mabuti yung explanation dito. So, the table shows the floor stages involved in the production of the cassava cake. The first stage of cassava production, which cost the farmer 20 pesos. No? So, 20 pesos lang naman. No? 20 pesos lang yung talagang nakuha nila for cassava. Ganun lang siya kababa. No? Pero, so the cassava, no, we turn it into flour, no? Ginawa natin siyang flour. So gagamitin natin yung flour para makabuo tayo ng cake, no? Nagkaroon na ng process, no? Nagkaroon na ng process. So syempre, hindi mo naman pwedeng ibenta ng 20 lang. Yung cassava, no? Yung cassava nakuha natin ng 20, pero hindi mo pwedeng ibenta yung flour as 20 lang kasi nga pinrocess mo na. Kaya nag-add ako ng 30, no? So probably this is the production cost, no? So this is my value added, no? So value added 30. So ang presyo niya na, no? So 20 plus 30 magiging 50, no? For which the manufacturer spent 30 making it 50, no? So the third stage of processing into the cake. So gagawin mo na siyang cake. No, yung flour, gagawin mo na siyang cake. Siyempre, 50 pesos na siya noon, no? Pero siyempre, pag gawa mo ng cake, siyempre, mamasahin mo siya, i-bake mo pa siya. So, processing fee niya, 35, no? So, production, no? So, probably, magiging 85 na yung selling value niya, no? Magiging selling value niya ay 85, no? So, that is for the wholesale. Bakit siya mas mababa kapag wholesale? Kasi maramihan siya, no? Maramihan, no? Which, sabi doon, the third stage is processing into cake, which has wholesales 85 per tray. The last stage is the retail of the cake, no, at 95 per tray. At this stage, the cake is considered the final product, no? So dito mas mataas siya, no? Mas mataas natin siyang mabebenta. Now from 85, no? Kasi nga mas marami yung nabibili. From 85, no? Syempre yung cake na yung final product. So 10 na lang yung tubo ba, no? 10 na lang yung tubo, no? So magdadagdag tayo ng 10, no? So the value added is 10. So it's ang total na natin, no? Ang total na natin ay 95. So ganyan natin siya makikita, no? It must be noted that if the values of all transaction in the value of sales column been added, the total value of sales would have been 250, no? Kapag inad natin yan lahat, no? Kapag inad natin yan lahat, 250, no? Lahat ng value sales, no? This is a case of double counting. Why? No? Bakit siya double counting? Kasi paulit-ulit, 'di ba? Paulit-ulit natin siyang ano. So, kaya siya nagmamahal, no? Kaya nagmamahal. So, the amount is bloated and it should not be the basis of counting for the national product, no? Kasi ang totoo lang naman, no, the total value added amounting to 95 is the one that is accurate. Kasi ito lang naman talaga yung nagastos natin. Kasi product na to, 'di ba? Ito na yung talagang product, no? So, yung cassava 20, no? Tapos yung process para magawa nating flour yung cassava 30, para gawin nating cake 35, no? Para tas yung difference into 10. Ito lang naman talaga yung nagastos natin sa paggawa, no? Pero because we try to double count it, no? Mas lumaki yung value, no? Mas lumaki. Kaya nagmamahal, no? Kaya mas nagmamahal, no? So, ganyan, no? Yun yung tinatawag na value added, no? Kaya mahalaga, alam natin yung final and intermediate products, no? So, I think I'll stop from there, no? So, we'll continue the components of national product. We'll be talking about this, and darating tayo dun sa computation on the next round, no? If you have any questions, you can just comment down below, or you may message me, in my Facebook account. Promise I'll be answering. Okay? Again, I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.